There we go.
Hey
Hello, everybody, welcome to SNKronize here. My name is James Chen, and I'm joined alongside OlafRedland. Fredland, yeah, exactly. OlafRedland, aka Mike. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Yeah.
Okay. Got messy desk here. All
this stays. That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Sorry, and then
whatever.
Not
the end of the world.
Yeah.
Got a good amount of.
Wait, Southtown trailer? Was there an expectation for one, or?
I mean, it's more surprising that it hasn't happened yet, but maybe next week, because then it'll only be like a week or two off.
Right.
Because they launch on the 19th, so we should expect a complete trailer, like a gameplay trailer for them. Because the Mark of the Wolves team got their gameplay trailer when Southtown was revealed.
Right.
And so theoretically, Southtown team will get a reveal trailer, like showing their gameplay and in-game models and everything soon.
Can't wait to see Yamazaki.
And then at this point, it's probably like we wait until summer for the third team.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't anticipate any time before June, before they even reveal who they are.
Well, what did they say was the time frame for the third?
Summer.
Summer, right?
It's summer and then fall.
I mean, you know what's going to happen? They'll probably reveal who they are at EVO and then be like, they're free, they're downloadable tomorrow,
Maybe.
after Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of summer, but it's also like, it could be like July. And then, maybe like, I don't know, TGS, they'll reveal the final characters or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping they continue the trend of having the one bonus boss character. Like, because the Omega Rugal was a really nice surprise to be like the freebie boss rush, whatever. I really hope they add one more.
I mean, everyone's thinking Geese, right? I mean, Geese...
I mean one more character. Not like, because right now the character select screen is only the season passes and Rugal.
Right, yeah.
I wouldn't mind one more slot being filled. Like, just pop in another slot next to Rugal and be like, there's another boss. And I would love for it to be Genitz, but that's me.
I'm curious to see how they're going to do, once they start getting beyond these characters. Because if they put in a button to change pages, I mean, I'm going to yell at SNK and be like, have you not learned anything?
The thing is, there's enough room, like enough total real estate on the character select screen. You could easily add the 2 extra things on the sides, shift it a little.
I mean, you could just change it, right? Like just shrinking
shrinking
some of the boxes.
You just adjust it a little bit, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, Street Fighter V did that. Like, eventually all the boxes, they just changed the UI, which is absolutely possible. So
actually, that's pretty funny. They'll probably get the trailer the moment we stop streaming.
Yeah, it'll be like, thanks guys, see you later, close out. Hey, here's the trailer.
Speaking of last week, and as we were just about to wrap up the show, the SNK Online Shop closure, and it's like half off sale. Oh my god, like way more stuff is on that sale than I thought would be. It's like literally like 80% of the shop is on like half off.
Yeah.
And like literally more than half the website now is sold out. People jumped in because they're like, oh fuck, now I can justify it. I'm one of those people.
I was about to say, you're speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, but so like Sunday night I went shopping. And I was like, all right, I've got everything in my cart. I'm going to double check and like mentally evaluate my finances, and then Monday morning I'll check out or I'll remove whatever I feel like. Did some reflection, kept everything in my cart, hit buy, and then a couple hours later I was notified that some of the items I was purchasing had already sold out. And I was like,
so in the time between Sunday and Monday they sold out on
a couple of things I was trying to get were sold out. So I was really sad. So I missed out on like the beer glasses with the Neo Geo logo. They're really cool.
Okay.
And then there was a poster set that's like 5 really cool little like pictures and little poster set and everything, and those sold out. Because it was like a $30 poster set for 5, and of course half off. It went down to like 15, 20 after like the Zen Market charges, whatever, and it was gone.
Yeah, I never had a chance to look at what was those.
You have had a whole almost week. You could look.
I can't.
You could look right now.
I can't. I mean, I could look right now. I mean,
there's a lot of really cool stuff still there. But yeah, I mean, there's a few Kenso trinkets that are probably still there.
Right.
Like there's the Metal Slug like figure model kit thing. Definitely grab that because it was like $20. Because also like friendly reminder, and I put this on the Twitter before, but the exchange rate for the dollar versus the yen is actually really good right now.
Oh, I see.
Because past few years I've been used to it basically being almost literally a penny is a yen.
Yeah,
and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So 100 yen is $1.
Right.
It's way better than that right now.
Really?
Way better.
Dang,
we're talking like 80 cents to 100 yen.
Dang.
It's like crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at that then. I'll have to go look.
And if you need to, hit me up and we'll just put it all on my Zen Market account.
On the Zen Market. So okay.
But yeah, I definitely ordered a lot. One of the big ones for me is also the Hardcore Chocolate Geese hoodie. It's like that really sick hoodie. That's on the 50% off.
Jesus.
So like, normally that motherfucker's like $100. And also it comes with like all sorts of cool little bits. And, so half off. It's like $50. I was like, yeah, I can justify it. I paid more than that for a way worse hoodie.
Right. Oh man.
So like seriously, if you want to get some SNK merch, go ahead and just jump in while you can before it's all gone, and we have to just settle for resellers, pop-ups, stuff like that.
I mean, there's still no explanation why the whole thing is going down, right?
So I've even reached out and I haven't actually heard anything. Like, and I mean, not saying like SNK's ignoring me or anything like that. Like, nobody knows anything. Like, it's just a completely separate decision.
It's so weird.
And I mean, there's a lot of theoreticals, but it also, something that occurred to me is that it seems like they probably knew this was coming because, remember, last year was the 30th anniversary of Fatal Fury. And they did nothing. Yeah, and SNK loves their anniversaries.
Right, yeah.
So I wonder if they decided that, it was worth more to them to just invest in the KOF15 pop-up shop and then just not do anything for that and then just be done when they're done printing.
Right. So Speedwagon, again, this is just the SNK shop, right?
Yeah.
It's not, they're not ceasing.
Yeah, this isn't anyone else's. Like, so that book is actually licensed to Bitmap Books.
Right.
So that's all totally fine. It's just the official SNK online shop, their personal website for their personal merchandise or anything they directly collab with, like Pixel Label, Hardcore Chocolate, some of the fashion lines. That website is closing.
Right, and what's also important to note, though, I mean, we talked about the Shermie statue that was coming out, the Benimaru statue. We'll talk about the new Kyo statue that's coming out as well. But those are all three different companies that are making.
They're all different sculpting companies and different like publishers, for lack of a better word. And then you go to the seller from there, the distributor. And all of them have absolutely nothing to do with the SNK online shop.
Right.
Now, one thing it is worth noting is that what was sold on the SNK online shop?
What's that?
Is the Kinetic.
Oh,
they actually were more closely partnered on that.
Yeah, no. I mean, the only reason why I brought that up was because it seems to me that they're really pushing towards just having the licenses for people to make stuff instead of them making trinkets themselves. So maybe we'll still get cool stuff in the future, but it just will be this company makes the cup hold the cup holder things or the
coasters
and, and stuff like that.
In all fairness though, the Samurai Showdown coasters are seriously still like the sickest fucking thing in the galaxy. the ones that are actual mini tatami mats, god. So they just recently announced a new Kyo Kusanagi statue that's actually really cool.
Have you sent me the links to that? Or?
I haven't sent you the link to that, but I can really quickly.
Well, it's just on the SNK Global, right? So
I don't think so. I think it might have been like one of the guys who actually just follows sculpting news.
Oh, really?
Or works in it that actually. So I'm gonna check the SNKronize Twitter. Would probably be the better way to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this right now because apparently Erroneous really wants to see this Kyo statue over here. So
here
it is.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. Here we go.
And as someone who doesn't give two shits about Kusanagi, that statue's kind of sick. like really.
I mean, I figured it would be a day one buy for you, right?
You shut your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so there we go. Kyo Kusanagi statue here by Storm. Storm.
So, by the way, that's not the same Storm that makes the action figures.
Right, that's Storm Collectibles.
Yeah.
This is a Japanese. Or is the other Storm a Japanese company? No, that one's an American company, right?
I think it's Hong Kong originally is their headquarters, but yeah, this is a different Storm.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Brazil? What's going on to you guys out there in South America? But here you go. Yeah.
And again, it's part of the 97 license, which is also kind of awesome.
Right. I mean, but see, this is what I mean. All of these have been part of this 97 license. So it's like they hired a bunch of different companies to make one line of statues.
Yeah, which means that, piggybacking off this, that, like, actually, honestly, probably Yashiro next.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it might be Chris, just a parallel for Kyo, but I think Yashiro would be the more pleasant surprise.
Right. But yeah, it's really interesting that they've gone with 3 different companies right now already for these.
I think more than even.
Yeah, but is this English money here? Is this American money here, or because this is all written in Spanish? Or I'm sorry, this looks like it's in Portuguese.
It does look like Portuguese.
Yeah, so this might be a different price.
I mean, and the thing is, though, is that actually sounds about right anyway. Most of the ones in this line have been approximately that price.
Right. But it's definitely not, what is it, 13,000 or 12,000 for the Terra statue? Have you seen that? That even Sakaguchi was like, isn't this too much? Even the creator of Final Fantasy
did you see
was
Kitty's post? Like, if you had, an absurd amount of money, which of the following would you purchase?
Right.
And it went from the 1-to-1 scale life-size Mai to another statue, I don't remember, and then to the 1/6 scale Magitech armor. Right. And they were in order of price tag.
Yeah, I know. And I definitely clicked the Terra. I definitely voted for Terra.
Why? That's the most expensive item on the set. And the only thing I will say is at least the Terra does come with 2 Terras and a bunch of movers.
Right, yeah.
So you have different posing and everything.
But if I had infinite amount of money, I would get the Terra for sure. If I had money to burn.
Yeah, it's a 1/6 scale statue of Final Fantasy VI Terra on a Magitech armor. It's not even that big.
It looks like the Yoshitaka Amano artwork. Yeah. It's really like nice. Based off of the cover picture.
But like the grand total weight by volume is going to be about the same as the 1/4 Mary because it's like stockier.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's really small.
I know someone out there who loves Terra to death, and like on Final Fantasy Record Keeper, make sure he tries to keep pulling all of her stuff and everything. And I just basically, sorry, I'm gonna make you go broke, and I posted that, and he's just like, damn. Is that the link of it right there?
Most likely.
Untitled HT. Oh, yep, there it is. That's right there. 13,709.
Yeah,
and again, Hironobu Sakaguchi was like, isn't this a little too is Square Enix having financial troubles,
No, it's the opposite. It's that they know that the hardcore fans will pony up for it if they can.
Yeah, but it's...
And then it's on top of that, it's like super limited run. There's like, only like 600 in the world?
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it's like, and they're allotted like 150 in Japan, and then 450 to be distributed to the rest of the world, or something like that.
I mean, it's really fucking sick.
It's really cool.
It's so good. But it's not worth $13,800, dude.
I mean, here's the thing. For me, it's a 1/6 scale. That means that the Terra is only about yay big. She's like barely bigger than an action figure.
Right, yeah.
But if it was 1/4, I could maybe see someone justifying it.
Right, so the Terra's small, but that's why I said the whole thing was about this big. This wasn't wrong about the size of this.
Because the armor is going to make it about the same size as the 1/4 Mary, grand total.
Right, exactly. I mean, you look at this picture, the thing is pretty big.
Yeah, she's basically like a foot tall or maybe even a little shorter.
Yeah.
And then, the Magitech's going to be like 1.5 feet.
Right. But yes, you're right. You're basically buying the Magitech armor, so... Yeah.
Yeah, when, honestly, if I was in charge, I would just be like, why don't you just make a Gundam kit of the Magitech armor? Phantasy Star Online did it for their mechs.
Where you can just put it together.
Yeah,
basically.
where it's only like $80 to $100, and you have a whole fucking kit, which is also a good hobby project.
Right.
And it looks just as good, basically.
Right, yeah. Oof, man. But, yeah. Kyo statue here.
Yeah, so there's the Kyo.
So it makes the $630 tag seem very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem, Rugal, is that Final Fantasy VI is top 3 video game of all time for me. So like I can't. Oh,
did you finally like hammer out your top 3 no questions?
No, I mean because 2 and 3 will always swap back and forth.
Okay, that's fair.
It's always number 1 and then tied 2 and 3.
Okay.
I can never decide whether I like Final Fantasy 6 or Silent Hill 2 more. I mean, Final Fantasy 6 always feels like it should win because it's Final Fantasy 6 and God, I love that game. But then Silent Hill 2, I always think to myself, the experience that I had and just the story and how they, and I'm like, and so it's really, really hard. Yeah, I mean, my brother mapped out the entire Veld, the order in which all the monsters show up that Gal has to go and jump on and stuff, so we knew where, like, we did everything for that game, dude. It was crazy. Yeah, it was me and my brother did all the research for that game, and we just went nuts on that game.
Okay, now just for the sake of, we're talking about a bunch of other games we love, I'm just gonna plug our friends at Spec Fiction because they just showed off the new Castlevania Symphony of the Night statue.
Dude, is that on their site, dude?
It's on their Twitter. I don't know if it's on their site because it just got revealed.
Okay.
The Spec Fiction, because, you know, we love those guys and we get along with them great and have our little
Spec
partner,
Fiction...
Spec Fiction Shop. Or Spec Fiction News, that's right. Their Twitter is news.
News, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
This made me gush a little bit.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Richter and Alucard.
That's so sick looking,
And the bats. I haven't even gotten to, like, totally look at this, but I'm like, oh, my God. So I kind of had to just, like...
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's kind of hot, actually.
And Symphony of the Night's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So...
That's kind of hot. Okay.
Like, seriously, like, I think Metroidvanias might be my Transformers. Like,
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
It's just like, if I can segue into it, I probably will.
I mean, would you say that's probably your favorite genre of video game? Like, free? Or, because you're a big Metroid fan as well as all these Castlevania games, you know?
I mean... It's iffy because I still love fighting games.
Right.
And that's like a huge factor.
So it's just it's one of those two, obviously.
Yeah, that's definitely Because the thing is, like, you know, those kind of games can also be like have RPG elements or not, and they're just as good as each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Bloodstained is like my favorite game of the past decade. So, but if we're going to talk about other cool licenses and talk about, you know, the SNK Online Shop is closing, but there's always, you know, new pop-ups and new events. Check your DMs and look at the thing that I sent you from the SNKronize account because, oh my God, I need this stuff so bad. I need a friend in Japan right now.
Okay, so do I just bust this tweet
Yeah, you just
there?
bust the whole tweet out. And there's a little bit of a thread to it, but it's just all photos.
Okay.
But,
dang.
Harajuku in Tokyo.
Oh, dang.
If you don't know, Harajuku is like the fashion district.
Right.
It's where all sorts of cool fashion and counterculture fashion, everything comes up. And one of the shops there is doing a KOF, like, or SNK crossover collab. And, like, this is one of their prime pieces.
And
is this, like...
I
mean, obviously I need it because it's a Mary. But it's also really cute because it's all neon done, and then, like, the whole line has, like, an 80s neon flavor to it. Like, she's wearing shutter shades.
Yeah.
And it's based on her Card Fighters art.
Ooh, okay. And what is this, like a little free thing you get with it? Or
No, that's part of the rest of the collab.
Oh, I see.
So most of the collab is actually like can badges and acrylic or little like Velcros.
Yeah. Oh, look at the Shermie, dude.
There's two Shermies. One of them being
dang.
the one based on the O2 UM, which is fucking cool. The Neo Geo neon sign is super cool.
That's neat. Yeah.
And
so I mean, in Japan, like they do a lot of buttons, and is Japan just has that kind of culture where you stick buttons on your bags and stuff like that a lot?
It led to what is the Ita bag culture, which I really wish Kitty was here for because she loves that shit. I just like it, but it's you've got these bags that have a transparent layer, like
yeah. I've seen hers,
and so that's like a whole like aesthetic culture of just like, you know, I want to show all my fandom off. But I don't need to look like a total weeb, so like I wear normal plain clothes, but then my backpack's fucking fabulous.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And it's super cool, and because you can do it with like any fashion. Like You get people who have like whole fucking Discords and Facebook groups showing off their bags. And you get like people who are like, oh, for this outfit, I wear my Gintama Ita bag. But for this outfit, then I can wear my KOF one. So yeah, they have the can badges, and these are Velcro acrylics.
Oh.
And then they have that Velcro strip for you to line them on and stuff.
Or you could just attach them to the cap. Right? Oh, dang.
So I need this shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, mostly I need the Neo Geo sign and the Mary. Like, obviously.
Right.
And I definitely need a friend over in Japan in the Tokyo area.
Well, are they actually gachas?
So the acrylic ones are in the gacha.
Okay.
The can badges you buy independently.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't know if you're, like, actually locked into having to play it, or if it's just they're there because it's cute, but I think you actually have to play it. Because this is just like, it's a small stand-up booth. It's on, like, the address for the shop is literally on the half floor.
Right. Yeah, no, I would definitely say the Neo Geo sign and the Mary are the two best ones. Like, I
really like the bottom Shermie a lot.
Yeah.
And then Mars People is Mars People.
Right.
Like, and I'm really glad they went with the Goddess Athena, or Goddess Style Athena. So I think that's a plus. The other Shermie, I can go either way on, but I need the Shutter Shades Neon Mary. That shit's too
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just the Mary one, it fits the style. Like, this just looks like Shermie in neon. But this, like, the package comes together on the
It's like when I got excited for, when Seth got added to Street Fighter V, that second or third costume that was super 80s.
Right, the Cassie Cage looking one, basically.
You watch your mouth.
A lot of people called it Cassie Cage.
That is disgusting, and literally just ruined that costume for me.
Oh, man, sorry.
Ew. No.
Because she definitely had some outfits that look like that. So
yeah, because they're based on the works of like one or two famous like 80s artists, like the Warhols of the 80s. One of them I can't remember his name, and it really makes me sad. And then to a lesser degree, Hajime Sorayama, and that's what I fucking like. That's why I think it was such a great fit for Seth.
Okay,
because Hajime Sorayama is the artist who did all like the robot waifus in the 80s. Those really fancy paintings. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So the address for this shop is literally on one of the half floors. And if you've ever been to Harajuku, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, and the problem is that like, I think I only know like 2 people in the Tokyo area, and I feel bad about troubling them. Like, hey, can you go over to Harajuku and weave your way through all like the high fashion girls and just run up to a shop, you know? Like,
and then here's an example of the Ita bag that Tone linked for us. So there you go. So that's Ita culture, you said?
Yeah, Ita, like Ita bag.
Right.
What it's short for, I don't know. And yeah, I do believe it's Nagel is who I was thinking. Thank you. The other like famous 80s artist does like all the like high contrast white skin and like darker lips and hair.
Remember after that one episode where I had no idea about the Kilroy was here thing, and then you guys showed it to me? Like, there was something completely unrelated it was a crossword puzzle that I was doing that actually the answer was Kilroy. It was something like the blah was here, like, thing, and I was like, Kilroy. Nice. That's what it was. I was like, I can't believe that happened, dude. It was crazy. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Patrick Nagel.
Okay.
But, so I might reach out to some of our friends in Japan and be like, can you run over to Harajuku and just but, like, I feel bad troubling people, you know? Yeah,
it's just one of those things that, I'll buy you a beer kind of things,
Dude, at this point, I already owe some of those people, like, a case of beer. But I need the Mary stuff at the very least. It's, like, besides the fact that, like, I have to have everything Mary anyway, it's so cool.
See, I mean, this is the thing that I'm kind of like jealous about Japan a lot too, because like, they're so good at creating all those things like the acrylics display stands and all these things like that. Like, their culture is very much based on kind of this displaying like little trinkets or this Ita culture kind of thing. And that just doesn't happen in the U.S. Like, if I got all the stuff, where would I put any of it?
Well, it's because like, it's really a difference in philosophy on capitalism of just the like, you know, if we can get people to really be happy enough to spend even like $5 and continue building our brand recognition, really. And that's the thing, everything out here is more like garbage or it's high end. There's nothing in between.
Right, yeah.
Like, the fact is, as someone who grew up as like a comic nerd, I can't be fucking bothered to buy 99% of action figures anymore because so many of them are just terrible.
Yeah.
They made a figure of one of my favorite characters to ever happen in Marvel, and I did not want it at all.
Right, yeah. I mean, honestly, even the figures that we grew up, like I grew up as a big He-Man fan, those figures are pretty awful.
Yeah, but the thing is like the late 80s to early 90s X-Men figures, a lot of them are still actually pretty good.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But, you know, like that whole Toy Biz era was fucking fire. But then, you know, then Marvel did the new Hasbro Marvel Legends lines, and they started really good, and they just started getting lazier and lazier with the production, while the price kept going higher and higher.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I got the most recent release of a She-Hulk figure. I was like, this one actually is pretty nice. But the one I refused to get was Age of Apocalypse Rogue, because it's fucking hideous.
Put a saddle on that. I mean, it was so funny too, because like they were cheap, so you know we bought the Sorceress Eagle Bird from He-Man, right? And then we bought the Evil Bird, and like our dad got so mad. I said, "You bought the same toy,
same toy, just repainted."
And we were like, "No, they're completely different." And now we're older. We're like, "Yeah, we bought the same toy." Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't forget that like half of the toys and creatures in He-Man were toys they couldn't sell before, and they repainted just to put them in the brand. And most notably being the cat.
Right. Apologize ahead of time because it's going there. But I mean,
no, go for it.
Yeah. The three jets, right? Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. Freaking same. And then,
dude, how many times are they going to sell me Soundwave?
Dude, and then the second, well, I mean, Soundwave, to be fair, never really, even within the first generation itself, didn't get repeated.
But it became Sound Blaster, and there was at least one line where Sound Blaster is just the Soundwave toy.
Because I know there's Blaster, who was the Autobot tape deck, who was the Ghetto Blaster, but he was not
the actual like Soundwave becomes Sound Blaster.
Jesus, okay, I don't even.
That might have been like
that's
a few years later.
One. Yeah, that's post Gen 1.
But it's literally the same. Same toy, same character, and it's just.
But I mean, even like with the mini bots and stuff like that, like the first set of mini bots came out. And then they switched them up, and then the second generation, they just released them all again, slightly painted different with different faces.
Yeah, because there's definitely the repaint of Ravage.
Ravage? I don't know. Rumble and Frenzy had the repaints.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure Ravage did too.
That might have been a post-Gen 1 as well. So, but I'm just talking about like from Brawn to Outback, from Windcharger to, God, I don't even remember his name, Huffer to Pipes.
Those are some really choice words, by the way.
Yeah, this is their names, right? Gears into whatever his face is called.
So, by the way, just on a really quick detour, I could not believe this. So we were at a convention a few months ago, and
why is there a loading wheel on? Oh God, that's Kitty's camera from last week. There we go. Thank you for. Thank you, Dunkit.
So we were at a convention a few months ago, and it's one of the cons that'll have like the guys who have vintage resellers, like, you know, hey, look, here's the Turtles Technodrome in box, you know, shit like that. And they had fucking GoBots mint in original blister packs.
Oh my God.
I lost my shit.
How did anyone not open those things, dude?
Dude, it took me back.
Like, if you know GoBots and blister packs, you know this.
It was Tuhalu's, like, said the GoBots. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing I just saw.
God,
so
GoBots.
That got me, like, a little emotional.
Yeah, I always remember, like, I liked GoBots for a while, but then Transformers were just, like, that much better, so...
Yeah, I mean, GoBots' problem is that they were all too similar.
Yeah,
that's really what their problem was.
Exactly. And some of their transforming, like Tank and Loco, were just fold them in half, and that was the end.
Yeah, so. I mean, when you're, like, Protag as a fucking Vespa, like, you're probably not doing that great.
Actually, that would be the... Scooter. Yeah. Freaking Scooter. Oh, God. Scooter. Jesus Christ, yeah.
But anyways, so that all stuff is really fucking cool.
Jasmine.
Yeah, I know we have a couple other things, but you definitely need to hit the SNK online shop and see if there's anything you want to try to grab last second. Because the thing is, like, the shop doesn't actually close for like another month, but everything you want will probably be sold out way before that.
Yeah, it's probably going to close before that just because there'll be nothing left to sell. I mean, at some point in time, they're going to have to consolidate the page to just whatever's left, right? So,
now, I am hoping that we get, like, the bonus gifts. Like, if they have a few more, like, the blind acrylics left over or something, just throw them in. But, and then I really need to reach out to somebody for this 80s neon shit. And get them in, like, triplicate.
There definitely was some cool GoBots. Royalty was one of the cool GoBots. There was a limousine that transformed into a dude with a top hat named Tux.
Oh my god, I forgot about him.
Dude, we had that one, and he actually had a really elegant, complex transformation, and I really liked that, so...
The precursor to Doug Dimmadome?
To what?
Doug Dimmadome. Founder of the Dimsdale Dimmadome? Don't worry about it, it's after your time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just thinking, like, give him a white paint job, and he can be the precursor to Doug Dimmadome.
I mean, you should play KOF if you can. Obviously, if you can afford to, you should give it a shot. And, like, a lot of people are... Dude, like, I mean, you probably saw I responded to Justin's tweet about it, but he basically was like... KOF 15 is like the only fighting game that I'm really enjoying.
It's definitely the most fun modern fighting game for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's because, and I said this to him, it's the most old school fighting game out there right now.
Here's a good segue.
Well,
Maximilian, and the loose and rigid game design.
Oh yeah.
Is that that's a huge part of it? Is so many of the more modern games are so much more rigid in their design. I mean, even Guilty Gear. I don't feel is very loose until everyone has meter.
Yeah, so Guilty Gear definitely leaned a lot more into the modern style of, plus and turns and stuff like that. Definitely leaned a lot more.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to be creative until you have meter. Like, even your combos are not like, I'm going to do random cool shit and make it work unless you have meter.
Yeah, the Roman cancel system is really sick in the game.
Yeah.
But again, it's tied to the meter.
Yeah.
That's what opens it up. But,
so the thing is that he was saying tight versus loose, but I fucking really don't think that tight is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Partially due to that word already has enough freaking meanings. But rigid design and loose design, I think, works a lot more safely.
Dude, and you know what the funniest thing is? Tight, for me, was always like, yo, that's tight. Like, you liked it, right? Yeah. And then when Justin first moved out with his now ex-girlfriend, and we were at dinner one time and hanging out, something made her mad, and she's like, "Yo, I'm tight now," and I was like, "Isn't that a good thing?"
Exactly.
And like, they just laughed at me because I didn't understand modern lingo. But I mean, it was weird because tight went from good to bad, right? Just like how bad is good at one point, but
the
now
90s, yeah, exactly. And so tight having so many definitions that I feel like if we're gonna talk, this is like game design philosophy. Let's use a more strict word like rigid.
I would actually prefer rigid and fluid. To be honest with you, I think that's actually a lot better. And KOF is very fluid, and I said that to Justin. A lot of people were asking me what I meant by that, and so I started kind of explaining it a little bit. It was funny because one of the other old school players, Saber from Arizona, who was the very famous Sakura player in original Street Fighter 4 that like beat up Vi in that one Crofts video that he talked about it. But he was like, I was like, one of the reasons why KOF is more of the fluid kind of games is because everything has ridiculous pushback. You're safer. Things return to neutral. You can throw things out a lot more and not force yourself into an interaction. And Saber just like responded right away. He's like, that's exactly like that pushback is like so key. Because, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I'm so indoctrinated into modern games now that, like, Andy's elbow charge, I won't throw it out on block. But I was, like, watching Chris G and stuff, and they just throw it out on block. You're minus, but you're not in punishable range.
Yeah. I mean, again, Vanessa's back forward light punch. that is like -5 or -6, but you're at like sweep range, so there's like 5 moves in the game that actually can punish it.
Right, exactly. And so there's a lot of U.S. patent for Ravage? What the hell?
Oh, I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah,
all right,
I know.
cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna open that,
it.
Yeah, we'll look at that later. Oh, that's so neat. Anyways, dude, you know what? Speaking of, and sorry you've derailed it. One of the things that I've always wanted to get, but it was like weirdly expensive for not a very valuable thing. But they made a Ravage USB drive.
Yeah, they did. It was so cool. Oh my god, I wanted it so bad.
Dude, oh my god.
Yeah, wasn't that a Comic-Con exclusive? I believe it was. I believe it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Japanese holidays.
Yeah, that's a Golden Week basically.
Yeah, I believe that's Golden Week.
That's
yeah,
Golden Week. So.
Totally.
Yeah, but that Ravage USB drive was pretty sick. Dude.
Also worth noting though is that sometimes they do have those videos scheduled, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So like we might get a trailer next week, or we might wait until like the 12th.
Right, but going back to. Who was it?
No, we haven't done Texas Showdown yet.
Who was it that talked about this? Oh, it was Snow Delay. He's never played KOF, but that's the thing is like a lot of the old school players really enjoy it because it is back to that now. So what's nice about Street Fighter V, and again, I've made the point that like if Street Fighter V was the first Street Fighter game and then we went to like Street Fighter 2, we would all be like, what the hell is this garbage? Like you could just throw whatever. There's no consequence, Like we would.
Well, I mean, remember what we looked at when we first saw like Children of the Atom.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean to the point. Like I know a Street Fighter 4 player who went back and played Super Turbo was like, "What the hell is this game? Is garbage, right?" And I was like, "I don't agree."
Your game has vortexes.
I was like, I don't agree. But you have every right to say that, because you're not wrong,
Yeah.
But
you are the person like before almost anyone I know is that if this game wasn't Street Fighter, everyone looked like it's Kusoge garbage.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing: is that KOF feels like that, right? It feels like the older games because a lot of people like the newer games in that, like, oh, okay, you block this, it's -2. Now I know what the interaction is supposed to be. I know what the mind games are. So like in Street Fighter V, you understand that RPS, every situation that puts you into a -2, you understand. And again, look at the frame data of everything. Everything puts you at -2. If Zangief fierce SPDs you and dashes, guess what? He's +2 in that situation. So, they've leaned heavily into that. And there's a lot of people out there who that helps them a lot because now they don't have to make these kind of crazy decisions. But something like KOF, it's like you block something, you're this far away, or even if it is like Benimaru and he's +2 after he does the heavy little slashy thing, which is one of the rare situations where there's a turns kind of situation. You can fucking roll backwards, you could jump, you can roll forward, you could DP, because half the characters have DPs.
Or react to it, roll through him, let him whiff.
Roll through it, or if you're in your second character and you have 3.5 bars, you could throw out an EX invincible move and you still have 6 more,
and then you still have guard cancels.
And you still have guard cancels, etc., etc. There's so many things about this game that it falls back into neutral really often, and so it's really back to what Daigo said, and I know I always bring this up too, we might as well drink the game on that one, but the whole older games was the speed of making decisions and how quickly you can make decisions, and the modern games were about studying every situation, and KOF rewards that kind of
snap decisions, reactions, and preempting.
Right, and this is a good way to transition into Texas Showdown. But look what Reynolds did, all right? I mean, like, he lost to Chris G in the first game, but then he was just like, and then
I got this.
And in fact, I was just talking with like Ringe and Jake Ryan actually.
Nice.
And they were talking Jake was telling me about conversations that he had with Reynolds, and Reynolds was like, you know what? Like, he was talking to him about going back to grand finals. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna make Chris into a bunch of KOF specific things. And you actually saw that in the grand finals, because there was one time he baited Chris into throwing a fireball against his, and he just level 3 tornadoed him with Joe. There was the one time he threw a fireball from across the screen, and he knew Chris was going to roll through the fireball, and then he just level 3 tornadoed him and stuff like that. You know, but again, the way Reynolds plays was just, it's very like, I mean, the other story was like he was playing against somebody else, and Reynolds was just random selecting. He just understood the game and his decision making in that game. The best conversation that they were telling me was that someone did a safe jump to him, but I guess they mistimed it and he DP'd and hit him or something like that or whatever like that. And the guy's like, "Why would you uppercut there?" He's like, "Because I punished you, right?" And he was like, "But I did a safe jump." And he's like, "Yeah, and I punished your safe jump." like Reynolds, like you can't punish safe jumps, but that's just how Reynolds is.
Yeah, no, I mean,
his mind is like he's just gonna do what he does.
I mean, that's why there's all those memes about like, why were you mashing? You were -2. Fool, you expect me to respect your frame data?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, because the thing is also like it is worth noting, safe jumps only work if you land and block before you hit your follow-up.
Yeah.
Because I can do like a safe jump, and then if you DP and I'm mashing the moment I hit the ground, that DP might still hit me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there are a lot of people who are far too used to one route or the other. Like I'll do safe jumps with my characters. I make sure to hold down back for like at least 2 frames upon landing in case I'm wrong. I would rather drop the combo and keep the safe jump than to get that and just lose all my momentum.
Right, yeah. And you know, but that's the thing is like, I even made the joke on Twitter where I was like, there's no turns, and like Abe started making fun of Reynolds and tagging him, and because he's like, Reynolds just doesn't care about turns and shit like that. But that's the way it works, because that game, there's so much options, and the pushback just makes it so you don't have to think about it. That's the thing, is like, I've often said like turns is a modern concept, and some people will give me pushback. They're like, it's existed in all the old games and stuff, and I was
but
like,
not in the same way.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It is very clearly, at the very least, not in the same way.
Yeah, and if you play something like Super Turbo, everything pushes you so goddamn far away anyway. Throw ranges were so far, and they were 1 frame.
Yeah.
So if you're -1, you lost to a throw. There's no turns.
And depending on what game you're playing, depends on what your defensive options are, which means that you then circumvent that anyway. Like, play old Guilty Gear. Look how fucking silly backdashes are compared to anything nowadays.
Dude, Potemkin had 1 frame of invul on his backdash in original Guilty Gears.
Okay, well, not in the originals.
No,
sure,
no,
like,
all the way before, up to Exert. Exert, he finally gained 1 more vulnerable frame on his backdash, but...
Dude, I've dodged all sorts of silly shit in, like, Reload with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, up to Reload, he's only had 1 frame of vulnerability.
Oh, vulnerability, okay.
Did I say invul?
That's what I heard. I don't know if...
Oh, I might have said it right.
I don't know. I'm not gonna...
Chat could... But no, yeah, he only had...
tapes.
He only had 1... Clip it! No, I'm just kidding. He only had 1 frame of vulnerability on his backdash.
Yeah, 1 frame where he could be hit.
Yes.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, what the fuck?
I did say invul. Okay, yeah. I meant vulnerability then.
But yeah, a lot of the backdashes, and yes, especially pots, were fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that in this game, but in modern days. But back then, like, oh no, it's the opponent's turn, but I'm Potemkin. Nope, back to neutral.
Yeah.
And the turn concept is completely fucking gone.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And like I said, KOF 15 is like that. So, 2 snow delay. Like, if you have the ability to try, if you have the ability to spend, if you have the potential to buy a game and potentially not like it, I would say give it a shot. Especially with Steam, because you can return a game after a few hours or something like that, or just watch a few matches of it online and see how it looks to you. But I would recommend giving it a shot. It's getting a lot of positive press, and in fact, yesterday we were talking about this on the Tuesday show about how the social media allow games to live or die in the FGC, and we're like, yes, because you saw what happened to MVCI. And the funny thing is, KOF 15, before it came out, was getting that treatment. Remember, I talked about the meme inertia and all that stuff, and people were like, this game's ugly, and da-da-da-da-da, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the game came out, and then everybody's like, this game is amazing. And that
weird, right?
That narrative has been driving so much because all the top players are playing this game and they're really liking the game. And
it's not without its shortcomings.
For sure, right?
Which we're going to talk about one of them in a moment.
I mean, the main point is that, though, this narrative, I feel like, has really helped spur a lot of people to play KOF. You know, Justin's playing the hell out of it. Chris G is playing the hell out of KOF. You know, you're seeing a lot of people streaming this game. And like I said, if you are more of an old school gamer, this fits more with you now.
Or if you just don't really jive with Street Fighter V, for instance,
right?
Because it's like, in a lot of ways, it's the most modern of the modern fighting games.
Yeah. So look, Flyaway says a few of my friends weren't sold on the footage, but they got it in their hands and now they're hooked. Yeah. And again, like I said, I'm not saying that KOF 15 is like the perfect fighting game. It's for that mindset, which the FGC has already kind of partially self-selected to it because fighting games up to this point were of that style. And so the players that prefer that old school style make up the majority of the FGC by inertia in a way, right? At the same time, like if you are a big fan of the Tekken and Street Fighter V style of play, you might not enjoy KOF as much, but for the most part, it seems like everybody really, really likes it. Oh, Chris G plays everything. He's always played everything, and he's always been, like, ridiculous. He's, like, clearly one of the most talented fighting game players out there, right? So, I mean, he's... Second place at KOF 15 at Texas Showdown is weird. And having knocked Randall to losers, right? I mean,
but I mean, in all fairness, Chris G did play 13 and 14.
It's true.
So it's not like he's going in blind.
Of course. But he just, because I mean, a lot of players can't stay this relevant in multiple games like he can, right? So it's crazy.
Yeah, because also he was like a monster in Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
When he was playing that.
Yeah, but also to be fair, I've heard stories from Justin when Chris G first started showing up to Chinatown Fair. He was just some garbage, like, kid, you know, who was, like, cocky and with everything and sucked at everything. And Justin's like, yeah, he put in the work.
Yeah, I mean,
he got good.
The thing is that even, like, if you aren't from that region, you can even see it during Marvel 3, where he was, like, kind of a B-lister in a lot of ways, and you watched him really evolve over time.
And then he got more again.
And then
then UMBC 3, and then he didn't lose ever.
But no, like he really struggled, and he went through some shit too. In all fairness,
that's true.
Like
that's
he
true,
he really like had a pretty rough run for a lot of early Marvel 3, but you could see like, besides Morrigan existing, like he really put in work and really started to punch people's teeth in and started making Ryu look like a good character, you know.
You know, Rugal AVP, that's the tweet I was talking about, you know, because I responded to him because he said, this is the most fun I've had in a while. And you know me, I've been saying this to Justin, about Justin forever. I'm like, Street Fighter V is not made for him.
No.
The reason why he had success with Manat is because Manat avoided Street Fighter V.
Same reason I play Poison.
Exactly. And so that's why Justin could have success with Manat. But I've never believed that game was for Justin, his play style. And so KOF coming out and him saying that this is the game that I'm having fun with. I've been saying this entire time. Like, this is a heart game. This is a game that, you know, old school players like. And Justin saying that, and I was like, voila, there you go. The reflecting projectiles in Marvel Infinite. I wouldn't doubt it.
I actually do doubt it for one reason. Because remember, the special advisor of that was Combo Fiend. Combo Fiend likes Rushdown. So he wanted to have an answer to projectiles too.
I know Combo Fiend was also the one who got rid of chicken blocking in MVCI, and I'm kind of sad about that. So.
Yeah, I'm mixed on that one.
Yeah.
That honestly, chicken blocking in Marvel is like the reversal throw of KOF 15. It's like, I understand why, but on the other hand, I'm not sure I agree. But I don't completely disagree. But man, it sucks. But so if we're talking about the shortcomings of KOF 15.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to Texas Showdown again a little bit more.
So an amusing thing has happened.
Okay.
Is someone has designed a whole new website.
Oh God.
Is KOF's matchmaking still broken.com? Or is KOF 15s, so XVs.
Is KOF 15s
matchmaking still broken?
Still broken.
.com. Matchmaking has kind of been one of the shortcomings of the game since launch. Like, if you try to jump into ranked match, it does not always work. And so, yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. I played online just a few days ago, and I ran into the same guy at least 4 times, and I think I fought 2 other people total of like 10 games. You know, like, I am not getting a lot of variety right now.
Yeah, I mean, I literally only play it with, like, lobbies and people I know.
Right, yeah.
So,
which is what I'm probably going to try to start doing as well. I might actually just start running viewer lobbies like I do for Soul Calibur instead of doing the ranked, because I don't feel like I'm getting the variety I need on ranked right now. So
well, maybe one of these days one of us will convince the other to play against each other more too.
I mean, the thing about it is I'm more ready, I feel like, now to be able to play you and not get frustrated, because the one thing that I don't mind it when, like, I get beat up as long as I know what I'm doing with my own characters. But I hate getting beat up when I don't know what I'm doing with my own characters.
Yeah, it's like the thing of like, hey, this fighting game's been out for a year. Let me pick it up for the first time. What's block again? Oh, great, 50% damage. Thanks.
Yeah, basically. And like, I just forget like what I'm supposed to do, you know. And now I have a little bit of the muscle memory for the characters and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, just don't fight Corey.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I mean, if you know Corey Bell,
it's one of his first KOFs, right?
It's his first one he's taking seriously.
And is he liking it though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, he's always liked KOF, but this is the first one he's putting like real time and work into. And the thing is with Corey, the way he plays is, first off, he will never respect you, and for 2 is that he is completely fine with taking some of those weird risks.
Dude, he's like a mini Reynolds now that I think about it.
And then for 3 is that he's hyper unpredictable. Is that I will jump in on him like 10 times and every one of them will be a DP. And the 11th time I'll jump just short and he'll do nothing. Or like,
he just read the distance properly, that's all.
Because he admits full well that his overall reactions are not that great.
Right, yeah.
Or like, jump on him on Wake Up, where every one of them is a bad jump in. I do one more that's like a frame or 2 different that's probably a safe jump, and he'll just block.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, come on, I can't even like try. I go for like a safe jump, and I make it an empty jump into command grab, and he backdashed. And I was like, why are you backdashing against a safe jump?
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Corey is one of those people who's extremely talented, honestly, at fighting games. He's extremely talented, but again, he, being a kid from Street Fighter 4 era, I think he actually does prefer the heart games a little bit more. Right? So it's why he likes Sam Show, right?
Yeah, and he did quite well in Sam Show. He's doing quite well now. Like last Wednesday Night Fights, he went to grand finals, and the only person he lost to was Violent Kane, and he actually still didn't make it completely free.
Right.
So
yeah. So I mean, dude, Corey. Yeah, I don't want to fight him at all.
Yeah.
I never want to play him.
Yeah, but and he's really finding the characters that work for him. So he's playing Rugal now, and it's really spooky because it's just like, oh hey, I made you block once. Guess what? Rugal actually apparently has a really good cross-up button. And it's like, once you start applying pressure, well, what are you going to do? Oh, no. Oh, you actually made it out of there. Well, great. Here's fucking Genocide Cutter, which is like a half-screen DP.
Dude, his jump CD is so good. Rugal's jump CD is so good.
Dude, it's like fucking Ganondorf's down air. It hits over here for no reason.
And by the way, I know I mentioned this to you. There's all those Content Vulture YouTube channels that just go and find matches and put them up there.
I was debating bringing this up.
Combo Fiend on one of them, dude. Yep. I was like, yo, Combo Fiend is playing. I mean, he's, like I said, Combo Fiend is one of the greatest fighting game players ever produced by the U.S. So, and he played the hell out of old KOFs. So I'm not surprised, but he was
and CVS too,
and
for
CVS
a little bit
too.
of context for other people too.
Yeah, and he was like the video said he was ranked like number 20 something or something. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. But all these people are playing it, dude. It's cool.
It's a good fucking game.
And
that's why we spent the past year building it up, and it's like a good fucking game.
I mean, we were hoping it would be a good game.
I mean, literally, all it had to do was be slightly better than 14, and we're fine. And it immediately did that.
I mean, for me, it's actually surprising, too, because, like, I usually get stuck in character, like, Stockholm Syndrome or paralysis and stuff. Like, I play Lucia, I play Potemkin, I don't use anybody else. I'm still stuck on like 6 different characters in KOF 15 right now, and it's hard for me to decide which one I want to make as my main team.
And then in 2 weeks, you're fucked again.
Because of major patch, you mean? Or Yamazaki. Yeah. Like, right now, my 6 main characters are the 6 same ones. My original team was Clark, Isla, and Kyo. And then I was like, you know what? Isla and Clark don't play KOF. You know? So
Clark
kind of does. He does more than Isla does. Yeah. And my Kyo wasn't doing anything, so I switched to Andy, my Robert. And Andy plays some fucking KOF, dude, because he's fucking Jump CD, the monster. And like, they feel good. Like, and then Maya's just broken. Okay,
that kind of dumb.
Let's just call a spade. Maya's really fucking good in this game.
She dumb.
Yeah,
but I mean, again, like I'm playing Mary, and I often play Vanessa, so I have no room to talk.
Yeah, so right now, like, if I really wanted to pick a team, like, the problem is Isla's still my favorite character. She's not very good. She's not very bad either.
I play Angel.
Yeah, you know. So I'm getting better at controlling Isla as well and being really trickier with her. And I mean, because like I said, I tweeted this out. There was one time I was just in training mode. I just had the computer on block literally for over an hour. And I was just doing towards kick and then picking one of the different hops and doing the right follow-ups that led into another towards kick, into a dash thing, it's all like, for like an hour I was just picking on a poor blocking opponent, you know, just to practice that. And
yeah, because the thing is also with how much pushback is on block and on hit are dramatically different. Like, you know, Mary has that weird jumping grab thing. I actually have to, like, I play it like Third Strike Alex, where I do like the dash elbow, and then I pick which one of the stun gun headbutt I do depending on confirming if it was on block or on hit.
Yeah, okay.
Shit's fucking hard. Because it's fucking dumb.
And it's funny because, like, I mean, right now, if I wanted to pick, like, a team, I would probably pick Andy, Mai, and Isla. I don't know what order, but that's probably, like, my best team right now.
I mean, even just in that order sounds pretty good.
Right. But if I wanted to get more serious, I might drop Isla, obviously, because she's probably the weakest, for either Robert or Clark, basically, at this point. Kyo has been the one that's been a little bit the hardest for me to get used to.
I still think he's really good.
I think he's really good, too.
It's wild to me that he's the best of the treasures right now.
And now that I'm better at playing KOF, if I go back to Kyo, I bet you I would do better with him. So I need
if only they'd fix the fucking reverse DP input.
That's one of the main reasons why I would probably
That's on my list of reasons why I don't play Dolores anymore. The shit's fucking dumb. Like, I guarantee you, if you asked like every player what are like their top 5 changes that aren't balance changes, like that's going to be in their top 1 or 2.
Yeah, that one.
Like I want that fixed more than I want reversal throw fixed.
Yeah, dude. I was even talking to Gibby about this. I was just like, does anybody like this input? Like, does anybody like this input? He even was saying he doesn't like that input at all. So
nobody does.
King of Dinosaurs is another one that has that input. I don't understand that input.
Yeah.
Man. But, Robert's really fucking good.
He's super good.
He's super good. Holy crap.
So, by the way, another one of the times I was fighting Corey is he's like, I'm just going to pick a derpy ass top tier team. And so and it's just like, how much winning can I do for as little effort as possible? And so he's like, I'm going to keep Rugal on my team. That's fine. And then it was like Robert and Terry.
Oh, Jesus.
And there is so much of, oh, you flinched?
And Robert kills you, basically.
Yeah, and I finally get through all that. And then Terry just plays KOF 14 where it's, oops, 5B, quick max, you're dead.
Yeah, matchmaking obviously is the biggest thing right now. But make raw max more useful. Interesting concept there.
I like it, but...
Because raw max, you do get a damage boost that you don't get from...
Yeah, you get a damage boost that only applies to non-supers.
Right.
The problem is that you have a handful of characters who can raw max mid-combo, which would be like a massive buff to them.
Right, yeah.
So that's a concern. Like, dude, like, do not make raw max better and then leave Mary unchanged is all I'm saying.
When I was streaming, like I was doing some of those juggle anywhere combos and stuff, and someone on my stream was like, oh, was that like a knockdown or anything? I was like, no, there's some things that are juggle anywhere. And then I was like there's that combo that Olaf did to me with Elizabeth. And I went to Elizabeth and I was like, what did he do? What was the crumple? And people were like, probably Shatter Strike, because that's the only crumple she has. And so I did the Shatter Strike into Raw Max, OTG Super did it, and someone on the stream who was an Elizabeth player was like, what? They're like, what? And they're practicing that now, dude. So.
Yeah, it's a really convenient confirm to have.
God, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Yeah.
All right, let's just get to it. Let's just talk about Texas Showdown.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So full confession, I did not watch all of Top 8.
Okay.
So just a confession on that one.
Right.
But I did watch a few of the highlights, and I've definitely watched the results. Let's go ahead and bring...
I'm going to be selfish. Shout outs to our boy Andy OCR.
That's fine. I mean, again, like, because Andy has been really putting in work since O2UM got the rollback. And, like, so he's literally, like, I saw on his Twitter, he's like, I really want some of my characters to get buffed so I can go back to playing them. Like, K-Dash.
Who said that?
Andy.
Oh, Andy OCR. Oh, he was a K-Dash player?
In O2UM. Wow. Because he's top tier, it's fucking again. But I mean, K-Dash is fucking cool. But yeah, like, I see what you're doing. Yeah. I respect that play. I see what you're doing. But yeah, so let's do that. But I actually do want the other results, because there's one thing I want to point out, because I want to complain.
Okay.
Because I'm a bitch, and I want to complain.
Okay, that's fair.
So... Where are we at?
Did that not go?
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to give also a personal shout out to Silent.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about Silent. What can you tell me about him?
Made top 4 with Angel.
Oh, okay, that's it right there. Okay.
I mean, Silent's like cool, and I've seen them put in a lot of work before, this, that, and the other. However, Angel still sucks. Angel fucking needs help.
I mean, I've been seeing... What was the other tournament that I saw? I definitely saw Shanghai using Angel.
And I know Shanghai's going to agree, too, is that Angel works like 8 times harder. Because if you watch this top 8, I think it was Aru on the mics at the time, who's like, that was a knowledge check. That was a knowledge check. And it's literally... Angel fucking sucks the moment you know the matchup.
Right.
Which is why... Silent has more than 3 characters in their listing.
I mean, one of the teams that he has.
Exactly.
So it's Robert, Elizabeth, and Angel, and then he also has Robert, Elizabeth, and Ralph.
Yeah, like, okay, Angel's not allowed to play anymore. Putting in Ralph. Got it.
Right.
Yeah. Angel sucks.
It's still, and also shout out to Disintegration, because they were saying that he's just a Shunei loyalist, which is why he still uses Shunei, and with Janae.
Dude, yeah, fucking the Janae Shunei, like, way to tell everyone's tier list to fuck off. Hell yes.
Kukri put in a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, because Kukri's like an actually good ass character,
right?
And we know that, but. Like, I actually have said verbatim, Janae kind of sucks.
Right. And
he's like,
Yeah.
I do think Shunei gets a bad rap. Like, he kind of sucks, but he's not as bad as people make him out to be. Like, kind of like Iori.
What was the other event that there was a Shunei dude? Oh, no, it was...
Lunar Bout.
Yeah, Lunar Bout. Where they picked it to fight Gato. That's right.
Lunar Bout's top 8 was...
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, Angel needs help. And then, like, the more I keep playing her, especially against people who are better at the fucking game than me, like Corey, the more I start seeing more of her holes or just simple shit. Like, my favorite example right now is on her jump C, there's a cross-up button where she drops the elbow that does not hit in front of her. Right?
Right.
Okay. Now look at Shermie's jump C, which is basically the same attack, the same shape, but is actually better at its job, less bad of a hitbox, and can hit in front.
Right, yeah.
Like, you don't need to make the button better in literally every way. Like, come on. And she's minus on hit on everything.
I have Isla jump D. Same thing. Does not hit in front, dude. Does not hit in front.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, I don't want them to make her broken. I don't want them to give her too much. But there's just, like, she needs help because she just does not have the speed, range, or consistency on 90% of her shit.
Right.
Just give her a little something, you know, let her be middle tier. Because, honestly, on paper, she's fucking dog shit at the moment you know the matchup.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I really honestly feel about Isla. I feel like she's a knowledge check because I feel like I'm getting away with a lot of shit on people once they start realizing how to fight her.
Yeah.
She's going to lose a lot
of a lot of people are even just working on anti-Isla tech so they don't even have to worry about it. Like Mary's 3D is low profile. So it just makes it eat shit like on 90% of your moves.
That's one thing I would do for Isla is just make it so her 6B cannot be low profile.
Okay, Rugal, I'm pointing out that I've literally talked about this and someone tagged Jan in the conversation and he came in and was like, yeah, no, she sucks.
Yep.
And Decimo, like, I feel like was this close to, like, at least easing up and thinking about replacing her. She's really, really struggling in this game because reversal throw deletes half of her game. Like, literally. Like, she is nerfed compared to 14 when almost everyone else got buffed around her and then system mechanics fucked her.
Right.
And all she gained was, oh, my EX run doesn't work in every situation I used to use it for. And then and then on top of that, all counters are hyper strict.
Yes, yeah, you have like 3 frames. I mean,
it's I think the window is actually 4 frames.
There was definitely times when Silent used it and just got hit.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Dude. Yeah, like it has like I think it's literally a 4-frame window, which basically means it's about the same as a third strike parry.
Right.
That you're burning meter on, and I think for Angel it's guaranteed to fail against cross-ups.
Really?
I think so. It's really kind of hard to test, but every time I've ever tried it, it's failed, including if I'm in the corner and I do it, I still get stuffed no matter what.
What happens? What, does she just like whiff something or something? Or hang on a second, my fire alarm is
Is that yours?
Don't know.
So anyway, so for her counter, she takes on a pose, like a defensive stance. And yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure KOF 15 drives Angel to drink.
What's that?
KOF 15 is why Angel's favorite food is tequila. But yeah, she takes like a defensive stance. It looks like Sagat's old block animation.
Yeah.
And it just gets stuffed. Like, just fails. Doesn't work. Stuff.
So she just gets hit. It's not even like it triggers and just misses. It just doesn't do a damn thing.
She just gets stuffed.
Sucks, dude.
Which is, the thing is, that's my big concern with Geese. Is that if they don't adjust counter windows, Geese is losing half his move list.
Yeah. Geese is better have some more active frames.
Yeah, and then Yamazaki with the Sadomaso.
Right.
Like, that move, if it's treated like a normal counter, it sucks.
Yeah, but, I mean, speaking to what Danilo Mato's saying in the chat over here, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because there's, like, no Vanessas and...
No Terry, no Vanessa.
And I think there's, like... Wait, one Gato or no Gatos?
Reynolds is the only Gato.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Aru played Gato.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the top 8. If you go down lower than that, there's not even that many there either. Yeah. Is there even a Mai in top 8? Okay, yeah, there was one Mai. Jan was playing Mai, which was really weird, by the way. If Jan wasn't playing 3 large, super huge characters, like, I thought Jan would be playing, like, Clark, Dinosaur, Antonov, you know?
I still don't understand why people think Dinosaur's not good. I don't understand it. Yeah.
Oh,
Joe's a monster.
Yeah, Joe is ridiculous, dude. But I mean, he was being used by both Chris G and Reynolds.
Yeah,
so
Mai's super good. Yeah, and then like a lot of people like really think Elizabeth's super good, but she is. Vanessa at least has the problem that her anti-air game sucks, which is, you know, like her only downside.
Which character?
Vanessa.
Okay, yeah.
Vanessa's like anti-air game is actually pretty rough, but it's like the moment you start blocking her, you're gonna have a bad time.
Dude, I just like every time I fight Vanessa, it's like I do anything and I get touched by Sonic Boom. Quarter time, half lifetime. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. And, yeah, Clark and Shermie both exist, but a lot of people like think like Dinosaur is like second from bottom tier. Current public opinion of Rugal is like dead middle tier, but I think he's actually going to go up. I think he's going to go up a little bit.
As people figure him out, for sure.
As people figure him out, see what his strategies are, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a little help in the balance patch.
Yeah, for sure.
So, especially because they inadvertently nerfed part of him too, so... And like they fixed bugs, and one of those bugs I didn't think they needed to fix, the fireball.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They fixed that bug, and I was like, I don't even know if that was necessary.
Yeah.
But then also like apparently his climax just does less damage for no reason. Like it lost a little bit of damage.
Oh, did they just lower it?
Apparently.
Okay.
It's weird.
Well, I mean, like just to kind of point out another couple of things here was that Reynolds was playing Cronin as well, which is really interesting.
I'm not surprised at all. Cronin's good. He's just not that fun to people like
looking,
me. Yeah, like we don't find him fun, but he's clearly a good character. And Reynald played O2UM.
Yeah, but we also have, as we mentioned, Disintegration with Jene and Shune. And I know people are calling her Jenny and Janet, and I can't do it.
Okay, Janet is wrong.
Yeah.
Jenny and Jene are both fine.
Right. Andy is playing Kula.
Yep.
So, I mean, Kula, I know people said isn't very good.
She's okay, but her floaty ass jump is really problematic. So you like the thing is, if you come from playing a lot of Kula, you're either adjusting or you hate it.
Right.
There's no gray area.
And then Donka played some Maiten Kun and Ash. Jan, who was in 7th place. Clark Mai Antonov.
Yeah.
Antonov is pretty cool. Aru, that's a pretty top tier team. That's over Ralph and Cronin here. But I mean, it's a pretty good variety, though.
Oh, and then we start getting Rock.
Yeah, Rock in 9th place, obviously. But then, the top 16 is pretty common, except we do have a Chizuru and one Mary here. Otherwise, most of it is pretty standard. But
also, as far as like the patch and any changes we expect to see, we can get to that in a moment. There's definitely some stuff.
So Rugal or Rugal, I should say, Rugal AVP. First match against Chris G was more Reynolds, just like, how does Chris G play? And this is just gonna happen. And like I said, I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning what Jake told me earlier. Reynolds was like, oh, okay, I can beat him if I just do these kind of things, and then it just kind of works.
No, I mean, it's just like when I talked about when you'd see Justin in Street Fighter 4 throw the first round just to see what all your anti-airs were, and if once he knew what you like did and didn't have, depended on how he took the match.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not even like I don't want to say like they throw it, but they're definitely like, let's just do this, let's do this,
taking unnecessary risks to tech your responses.
And we were having that conversation too, because like Reynolds, like he finished the tournament with Fireball into punish the roll full screen in the tornado. He probably could have did that any time earlier, but was like, why? I'm winning. I'll just save it for when I just need to win the tournament for free.
When basically. I need it, or for the killing blow.
Right, for the killing blow. And that's one of the hard things. I mean, I teach this a lot on my stream, and I was talking to Ringe and Jake about this today. It's like one of the key things about learning fighting games, which ranked match does not teach you, because ranked match, you don't know if you're ever going to run into them again. So you just show your hand right away. You do every dumb trick to get the win and get the points, and you're good. But when you go to tournaments, all of a sudden, if you do that, you show your entire hand in game number 1, and then you have nothing left in the tank for game number 2 and 3.
And then even if you win, then you just probably showed your whole pool your hand.
Yep. And there have been matches, like at Wednesday Night Fights, some guy will come in and fight. I remember there was a boxer player who fought Vi and beat him in the first game. And people were like, oh my God. And then the guy just got murdered in the next 2 games. And I was on commentary, and I was like, he is just gathering, like, he was trying to win. He lost, but he gained all the information he needed. And so the thing that I always try to teach people is that when you play fighting games, you use as little of your tech as possible to win. If you are winning with your basic tech, don't ever start going to the later tech.
Yeah. VIACC didn't happen until top 8.
Yeah, or something like that. He saved it for a little bit later. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, save the stuff that you need until later. And in fact, an older tournament strategy was having your secondary character that you started all your tournaments with, because you never played your main character at the first few rounds. And a lot of that used to be such a common tech that nobody uses anymore because everybody sees everything because of YouTube. But back in the day, you didn't show your main characters. You would play
one of my buddies, he would sometimes travel, like, out of town, go to smaller side tournaments, locals, whatever. And people are like, oh yeah, I've seen you. You play such character, whatever. And then he agrees to a money match and then picks his secondary character so that nobody knows what his matchup's actually going to play.
Right, yeah.
Wins the money match free.
Right, exactly.
Because, like, God damn it, I was expecting to fight your It's like, no.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing. If you're trying to get good at fighting games, like, for example, in a lot of the matches that I was playing recently, my Andy Jump CD was just blowing up people, right? I was just going crazy with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep practicing it. Just going to keep doing it. And in fact, Katy Perry in my chat, who's the only other Andy fan on the planet, I think, was like, hey, you could punish this, or if you see them jump, you can climax them and stuff like that. And literally I was like, like, I want to learn this more. And you know what? I just want to see if he could beat this and stuff. And to be fair, the guy that I played multiple times, I beat him badly with Andy the first 2 times we ran into each other. Then, like I said, I think he kept, like, not a play. Like, he would see my name and just, like, leave and stuff like that. Then I finally ran into it again, and you know what? He beat me a game, and I was actually like, "There you go." He started checking me with he would throw out like Terry standing heavy kicks and stuff like that, and check my jumps and stuff, and I was like, "There you go." And then I played the KOF.
Watch the Dandy J guide.
And then I did that. I walked up to him and I swept him in the next few games, And so, like, I literally said on the stream, I was like, "Thank you, Dandy J." I literally said that when I did that.
Fighting Corey, I've had to sit here and like really reevaluate my game, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start throwing like 5 Cs and letting Corey jump into them, and that's when I stopped losing quite as badly.
Right? Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah, Chris G, he didn't really adapt as much, and Reynold kind of changed it up a little bit, and that just comes down to Reynold having way more KOF experience. Again, Chris G's not new to the game, but this is Reynold, right?
He's like, this is his home.
You're right. This is EVO champion. I beat all the Koreans and all the Japanese players at EVO and KOF 13 Reynold, you know? And, oh, God, I know I've told the story, but I still remember being like, USA on Twitter. USA. And so guys like, you jerk, he's from Mexico. And I was like, first of all, Reynold is Filipino. And 2, did you not see him put on the USA shades after he won? The guy was about to, I'm sorry, you're right. My bad.
He's definitely the go one of KOF.
Yeah. The newcomer of the year, yeah. Dude, I mean, it was cool, though. I mean, Reynold and Chris G, I think they played grand finals in 2 different games. It was Dragon Ball and this, like, dude, again, it's just, oh, God. But Reynold's another one of those guys who's just super talented. But Reynold is also the kind of person that you can tell won't play a game that he just doesn't enjoy. You know what I mean? So I think...
I'm still baffled by that because I don't understand how anyone enjoys Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Good night, everybody.
I wanted to like it, but I'm literally incapable of enjoying that game.
I mean, Dragon Ball, honestly, I don't dislike it.
I do.
It wasn't for me. And so it's the perfect example of the game that I've said, like, you know what, I'm not going to commentate games that I really, really, don't enjoy to that level. So, like, it's funny because, like, with Soul Calibur, a lot of the Soul Calibur community likes me commentating the game, and my knowledge is pretty ass on the game. Like, I mean, I know enough, right? But I don't know all the crazy...
Yeah, you're not like an expert.
I don't know all the setups, or, this sets this up, and da-da-da, or lethal hit conditions for every character, and I'll forget what a soul charge does for characters and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't care because they know how much I enjoy the game, and they can hear it in the voice, you know what I mean? And when you commentate a game that you don't have that passion for it, you can tell. Like, you can just hear it.
Which is why we let Tasty Steve commentate anything.
Right, because he's legit.
He just loves everybody.
He legit is excited about everything. For those of you who have not hung out with Tasty Steve in person, I mean... God, like the way he is, I mean, like I said, we saw Winter Soldier with him, and it was just the fucking funniest thing, because, like, as soon as Captain America just reels in the helicopter, and he switches the grip, and he, like, starts to pull, and his, like, arm flexes like this, just, like, this is the second time he's seen the movie, and Steve was like, yo, he's just, like, looking at his arm, like, is there, like, he's, like, yelling in this theater, and there's these girls sitting behind us, and they start cracking up. And the funny thing is, the way Tasty Steve does it, it's so positive and infectious.
It's charming.
You can't even be mad at someone yelling, talking in loud in the theater. I bet you Tasty Steve probably could have dated any one of those girls, like, right after. You know? Oh, man. But, yeah. Oh,
Arf.
Yeah, that first bark sounded weird. Yeah.
And just hit the acoustics just right.
But Tasty Steve is just that guy. I mean, like I said, we played the White Ranger video on the stream before. Oh man, that's such a great video.
But anyway, so yeah, let's see. We got shops closing, and that's sad. Other cool pop-ups. We got the Texas Showdown. I think that's it, actually. Yeah. I think we're pretty much out of the stuff today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can talk a little bit speculation on the balance patch and then call it a day.
I mean, I honestly, like, here's the thing. Is like, when a balance patch comes out, I know people want to see a lot of cool new toys and shit and stuff like that.
And SNK did say they're trying to focus on buffs over nerfs. Now, admittedly, I think, like, I think Vanessa needs to be taken down a peg or two. I will say it. I think Mary probably needs to be taken down a peg or two. I would like to see her taken down like 3 pegs and then given 1 new peg. Right.
Gato probably needs to be
taken down a few pegs.
The funny thing about Ralph is he's not a hard one to take down, because if you just nerf the standing D, I think Ralph is kind of fine.
A little bit of his damage too. Like some of his quick max combos do way too much.
And the fact that he can get good juggles off of his DP is kind of strong.
Terry's probably gonna lose some shit on Burn Knuckle and Project and his Fireball mostly. And maybe some hit stun on some of his some of his normals. Elizabeth's probably going to take a little bit. Elizabeth's another character I'm hoping for more lateral shifts. Like, nerf her in like 3 ways, but then make the counter window longer. Right.
I mean,
like that.
We've both sat down and watched a bunch of the Baphael videos for Street Fighter V. I feel like they did a really good job of lateral shifting some characters, you know.
Yeah. I'm really hoping for some lateral shifts for the top tiers. Yeah. Or the high tiers. Yeah. The top tiers can eat shit.
Yeah, they can get dunked a little bit. Yeah. But honestly, like, and then on the opposite side, Whip, Ramon need
Whip and Ramon need the most help in the entire game. And Ramon wouldn't be so bad. Just let him be a little faster on some of his pokes and give him, like, actual interesting combo routes so he actually could do fucking damage instead of 18 resets.
Right. Now, Angel's is an interesting one because obviously you could beat a lot of her mix-ups if you just mash or throw a lot, right? But how do you improve those mix-ups without making her broken?
So that's the thing. I've been really like turning the wheels on that one. Right. I've seen some really cool creative buff ideas for her I like. And I'm wondering, if they should I would love to have like a test build to like give her silly buffs and see if they're too much or not. Right. Like one suggestion was make her far C cancelable. Okay. And that sounds fucking awesome, but it sounds risky. even when the game dropped, Laban said her far C is too slow. And not only do you not get anything off of it, but you pretty much just can't even really use it.
Right, yeah.
I want them to buff some of her like hitboxes and hurt boxes so she doesn't lose air-to-airs every time. And then I would say maybe like buff the super cancel window on her Unchained 6K, the leaping overhead kick.
Oh, okay, right. And then obviously just make her counters actually have frames, right?
But buff the super cancel window on that overhead, because as it is right now, with all of her chain stuff, there's literally only one move she has that actually combos off of that move. And that's her chain command grab, which has a max range and can drop.
Oh,
and if you just let her have the super out of that on any of her confirms, I think that would be helpful, without being too wild.
What about just giving an EX command throw? Does she have an EX command throw?
She has a raw command grab that has an EX version.
Right.
And then, someone suggested make her Unchained throw have an EX version. I was like, why not just let it become the regular command grab?
Well, I was just saying, like, if it drops a lot, give her an EX version that has better range but no invul and, like, a little bit slower startup, so it's not, like, super buff, but then
that's the regular command grab already.
But But you said it drops sometimes after the overhead.
No, the Unchained finisher command grab is a different move.
Oh. Okay.
And that's where she gets a lot of like really weird flaws.
That's what I was asking. So that Unchained command grab does not have an EX. No. Add an EX version of that makes it so it reaches all the time. So you don't have
does
to
something.
So you don't have to spend a full bar, even if it was super cancelable or whatever like that. You know,
maybe give the hard knockdown back to her sliding capture. That would be kind of cool.
Rio does need some buffs actually too. Yeah. I mean,
the problem with Rio is they keep deciding he doesn't need moves back. Because again, play KOF 11. Right, he's a whole ass different character.
He needs the chop again. Yeah, he needs the chop.
Honestly, the big one for me is Rio got that new command normal that's like the old special move from his dad. Make that worthwhile.
Yeah. Like there's air resets into it, but like it's the startup is slow enough that if the opponent also has an EXDP, they can see it.
Give it something. Give it fucking guard point. Give it something. How would I buff Iori? Give Taco Kick hit stun back.
Yeah.
That's honestly it. Like, I don't think he's that bad. Yeah, but make Taco Kick good again is an instant help. After that, I think it's mostly just hitbox tweaks.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs, like, the frame data changes or this, that, and the other, but give him, like, better hitboxes.
Yeah, and give him something that makes it so that, or on the opposite side, nerf Rock. But give him something that makes it so that he can do something that Rock can't do. Right?
Yeah, because that's Iori's biggest problem is that everything he does, Rock does and better.
Right. I've got fire. Oh, Rock has better fireball. He has better confirms. Oh, Rock has a command grab too. You know, so
dude,
it's like,
why is fucking Rock's EX Burn Knuckle a crumple?
Right. Yeah.
That lets him confirm into other ground bounces easily.
Yeah.
With command normals and confirms that actually work.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. Like, that's the biggest weakness of Iori is that Rock literally exists right now. So I don't even think Rock is underrated. Everybody knows he's really good. So.
I think it's pretty much universally accepted that he's just outside of top 5.
Yashiro needs buffs too.
He might even be like 5th. Yeah. Like, Rock's fucking dumb.
Yeah, Yashiro needs some buffs. Like I said, I would buff Isla.
I would just put Yashiro back where he was in the beta. End statement. I'd let him be dumb.
Because, I mean, it turned out...
Actually, I'm sorry. I would keep the CD nerf. They nerfed his CD.
Yeah.
But everything else. Give him back all his combos and damage from the beta. Maybe tone down his climax a little. And keep the fixed CD. Fuck it. Let him rock.
I would also make it so that Isla Standing C isn't as bad at hitting people out of the air. Because it's really bad right now, but
dude, no, his CD was too good in the beta.
Yeah, there's a reason why you loved it.
Yeah, like literally, Urian wishes he had that move. It's a better chariot tackle. Are you fucking serious?
Oh man, yeah. Beta Yashiro would probably be in the same zone as Liz, Dolores, and Joe and Robert. Yeah, I would say so.
Honestly, grand scheme of things, he might actually overtake Dolores. Because he has a lot of like the tools that help her be good.
Right. Oh, Reynold the God is still God. Yeah, Reynold.
Yeah.
I love seeing Reynold have fun with this and getting a chance to really shine. You know what I mean? Like, get to show off his KOF prowess. I love seeing that right now.
Oh, yeah, what's up, my man? Yeah. I just realized who that was.
Yeah.
Let's see, Leona, I would make meterless heart attack a little better. Because I feel like it's pretty worthless most of the time, but the EX one's, like, ridiculous. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who else I have strong opinions on what they need. Because like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, give Chizuru this, because I don't even know what it is that makes Chizuru struggle. Like explicitly.
Yeah.
I know that she's got a really weird game plan and she's difficult, but I don't know what you can fix on her that wouldn't break her kind of thing.
Doesn't even have
shit like that.
All on there.
Janae, the things I want for Janae actually take more development time than I think they're willing to give her. Like giving her her old target combos back. I would consider also making like her EX dive kick an actual overhead. So that she actually has some mix. I think that would be kind of neat.
Holy crap, this is a large image.
Yeah.
I just want to shift over here so we can see some of the characters here. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of characters I don't really know explicitly what they need or don't need to improve.
Oh, you know who needs some buffs? Is fucking Benimaru, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know why he sucks. So, like, I don't have a strong opinion.
Right. I mean, the thing about Benimaru is just that everything he has is a little lacking. Like, he just doesn't have a game plan. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'd almost think that he needs to have make his dive kick a little bit more comboable out of, or give him the nice little twirly kick for chip damage again, you know, or something like that.
The kick made a punch.
That's right. It was
a punch command for no fucking reason. Yeah. You know what? Actually, some of these characters I would like to let them have like a normal or command normal that does a juggle state versus airborne. You know, like you do with Robert's step kick, where you can just combo off it,
right,
or like Chizuru can. I think one or two characters would be super good if they just had something like that.
Right. Yeah. So it would just give them more combo routes and such.
Yeah, which means more universal damage in a lot of ways.
But honestly, again, the cool thing about this is a lot of these characters don't need big buffs.
Yeah.
It's just like, just give them new toys. Give them a little extra toys, because really, honestly, KOF 15 right now, the balance really is very indicative of what happens when games become balanced, is that because there's another character that does what you do slightly better, it's the Felicia Wolverine, the Cammy versus Karin, conundrum again. So
I'm just going to bring it up and toot my own horn. It's the, Taskmaster and Doom and Marvel.
In the original vanilla Marvel, right? Yeah. And that's just really what it comes down to. You just need to tweak some of these characters a little bit to give them a little bit more stuff, some new toys. But for sure, I mean, like, if you look at this list, Shunei, I mean, characters that definitely need a buff, probably Shunei, Benimaru, maybe Iori?
Iori and Chizuru can use a little help.
Yeah, Maxima.
Most people say K-Dash.
Yeah, K-Dash, Maxima.
Not Maxima.
Not Maxima?
Maxima, a lot of people are starting to think that he's actually, at the very least, fine.
Okay.
He'll probably get something tiny above him. Right. Or he'll get buffed, and then he's going to be too good, and everyone's going to like, there was a mistake.
I do think Isla needs a buff. Hydern kind of needs a buff, too.
Hydern's nebulous, because everyone's split on if he's either super good or if he's crap.
Really?
He's super divisive.
Interesting. None of these guys need a buff.
Nerf Dolores.
Rio needs a buff.
Yeah. I think King is actually just about perfect.
Yeah. I agree. Yashiro needs a buff.
These two do not.
These two do not. Yuri needs a slight buff.
Yeah, Yuri's the one I'm scared of, though, because she's really good situationally, and she sucks when she's not in that situation.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want her to be Street Fighter V Alex, where they just make her even better what she's already good at, and then still sucks at everything else.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair with you, Kazuela, Whip, she might be better than a lot of people are giving her credit for.
I stand by that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think she's good.
Right.
But I think she's way better than people think she is.
But Leona needs to be buffed. Ralph and Clark. Ralph needs to be nerfed. Clark is fine.
I would even tone down Clark a teensy bit.
Really?
But I'm not sure exactly how.
Antonov.
Yep, Speedwagon gets it. Buff Alex's forward heavy punch. Got it. Yeah.
Ramon needs a
lot of help.
Kula needs a little bit. Angel needs a little bit. Mary and Vanessa
need to be nerfed slightly.
Yeah, and I think Luong is in a good place right now.
Luong could probably use a little help.
Really?
A little help.
Okay.
Yeah.
My biggest problem, and I told you this already, is I just can't stand Luong as a character for some reason.
And then Janae needs help.
It's Luong and Cronin. Like, I just have, like, there's nothing about those two characters that appeal to me. It's weird. I don't know why.
And then Janae needs help.
So this is, yeah.
And then
I would actually say for Clark, I would like to nerf a bunch of things that he has and then make it that if you combo into his command grab, it does not add the scaling. Because I actually hate the fact that every time you combo into the scaling, the super does pathetic damage.
That seems reasonable.
Pathetic damage. So. Hey, I never said Andy is interesting character. He's interesting to play, I think, but he is not an interesting character.
And I'm going to say they're both boring.
Yeah, I think Andy as a character is boring, so.
Literally the only reason I even ever liked K49 is because I wanted to do geese pretzel motions. That's literally it.
Right. Andy is super strong. I mean, look, Game Genie, I've been saying that for weeks now, that I think Andy is ridiculous. And Chris G, second place Andy. So, although, he was getting away with a lot of sweep into light elbow dashes, and Disintegration was calling him out on that every single time. So he blew that up every time. So, see, that's the thing. Is I'm not sure if Andy or Robert is actually better. I actually think Andy might be better than Robert just because of that jump CD.
I don't know. Robert's pretty fucking...
Robert's good.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Robert is like just about that rock tier. I think Robert's super dumb.
I think... But I don't...
Okay, yeah, Joe's better than both. That's fair.
I don't disagree. That's how good I think Andy is. That's basically where I kind of stand on that one. So... Yeah, Robert is more straightforward, but Andy, like I said, his jump CD is so fucking good.
Mary, I'd like to see them nerf her sweep, and then let her have back her 4B juggle property from 14 that was only good like in 2 places.
Yeah, Mai shouldn't be able to combo crouching light punch into EX spinny spin from max range, like honestly that should not be allowed because it's really dumb. It's really dumb because the thing about it is it's also safe on block, or make it so that it's punishable on block, or make the
can she combo 2A into her slide kick?
It doesn't combo.
It does not.
It does not combo. It does not combo. You can do it. It's not a combo. So there's a gap in between. Basically.
How would I nerf Gateau? Mostly slow down some of his pokes, maybe nerf the range on them a little bit, and probably nerf the speed of his palm super.
Yeah. I like the idea that you had with Vanessa too. Like, how would it be cool if they just took Gateau and Vanessa and just nerfed the hell out of their damage and just let them be kind of silly with low damage.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, if we're not going to take away universal health, then neuter Vanessa's damage, but let her be dumb.
Yeah, and then of course, both of us agree that we need to change the universal health kind of thing because it is kind of a cheat and maybe a lazy way to balance, but what it does do is it allows for different archetypes.
Yeah.
It allows for you to create a character who actually isn't as strong, but just has more life to get more chances to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's why one of the things I liked about 14 after it did this is that you were like, you know what? Kula and Leona can be as dumb as they fucking want because they have like 900 health or less.
Right, exactly.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just saying, like, I think Mary having a cancelable sweep might be a little too much. I think you should probably make the gap on 4B larger on block.
I was about to say that too, yeah.
That's a big one. There's still like 1 or 2 other things, but the problem is that I want to trade them for a couple of buffs, like let at least one spin fall be an overhead.
Yeah. Again, we think Whip might be a little underrated, but at the same time...
Like, she still has really bad struggles, but the thing about Whip, I think, is what a lot of people are underselling her on, is that Whip is like Monad and Poison in Street Fighter V. Whip is at her best when she's not playing KOF. You play her like you play like Street Fighter Dulcim or something, where you're just kind of sticking away and throwing out buttons that they can't fight as well, and she works a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, I've actually considered picking her up because I actually think she's fun.
Right. And, you know, case in point, again, watching Shanghai, because it's the Shanghai and ET set that I was watching, that was just them randoming their teams. Like, Shanghai did really good with Whip, you know.
Neutral Jump C is an incredibly good move. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, she's a dangerous one to buff too much. Like, her and Ramon being two of the lowest ranked characters right now
is safe.
Makes a lot of sense because those two are very dangerous to buff very high. At the same time, they both need a little bit of buff. If they're both low tier, like low mid, I think that's good. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
They need to be better than low tier right now, so... Oh yeah, Vanessa, you just need to tweak.
Vanessa's super easy to balance. You just pick which route you want to take.
Right, the 2B stuff is too good, honestly. 2B needs to not be cancelable into that 4-day or whatever, or back.
Oh, I don't even necessarily agree with that, but you only get like 2 of them before she's out of range to do any more.
Right, yeah.
Because the thing is, letting her go into sway or even the backdash is fine.
I just don't like the fact that she can do 4 of them, so if you stand up in between 2 of them, you can still hit confirm after connecting on the 3rd crouching B, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just want Ramon to be able to do like 2C and then down to back punch feint 2C.
Oh, right, give him back the feint cancel.
Give him back feint cancel combos, and then maybe buff like 1 or 2 of his air normals so that he can win air to airs a little easier without just jump CDing everywhere. Yeah. And then give some sort of fucking purpose to the new move they gave him.
Which one was the new one again?
So, like his Rekkas and his OTG have that new pickup drop kick that's like the Sobat on that. And I have no idea what it's for because even the situations you're supposed to get out of it are bad situations.
Right. And on the Antonov side, I do like the fact that he's kind of designed to be weak without meter and then strong with it. It is kind of annoying because it does force him to be a anchor character or the second character. But, I mean, there's a lot of characters that are like that, right? I mean, a lot of characters don't work well in point because they're meter hogs. Yeah. So...
honestly, I don't understand why people don't think Shermie is as good as I think she is. To the point that also, one thing I kind of want to say, I want all running grabs in this game toned down a little. This applies to Ramon, this applies to Shermie, this applies to fucking Maxima. Anyone who has a forward move, Yuri, anyone who has a forward moving throw.
Antonov as well, right?
Yeah.
So,
I tone it down a little bit. Like they're all fucking dumb on whiff.
Right.
Like they just fucking work and they stuff. Like if you backdash, it keeps chasing you. You're dead. If you full neutral jump, they will probably anti-air you.
Right.
Like they're really good on whiff.
Yeah.
And like obviously players better than me don't fucking care. But it's really going to inhibit players at my level and worse. Like, it's just like, well, great, I can't do fucking anything.
Right,
and they're really fast.
Oh, shout out
so good.
Shout out to Florida Man. Aren't you running a tournament, Florida Man? I'm supposed to go in and help him commentate a little bit of Soul Calibur tournament after this is done. So I think he's supposed to be running. I think he's checking in on me, seeing where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I think Rugal's gonna get a buff, but I don't know what. Probably something to do with just like low poke confirms, give him a tiny ounce more range.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know
the 4A or something like that. So, he's the one to talk to about the Blue Mary tweak. So you know,
I mean, watch the archive because I've already gone through a little bit. But because again, I want her to trade some things.
Yeah.
So she'll probably be a little weaker in the long run, but have more versatility.
But overall, I mean, again, the balance is super, super good.
Oh, no. Mary's super fucking good. She's probably going to need to be toned down a little bit.
Yeah. She's definitely one of the blessed right now.
Yeah, she's clearly top 5. She's clearly top 10.
When I say blessed, I mean these are characters that are winning. They're not necessarily broken. Right, but they're definitely blessed.
Yeah, it's literally they're privileged because they don't have the same struggles that other characters do.
Yeah, by nature, right? Exactly. Yeah. Vanessa gonna Sonic Boom at you, and it's just like woo. Like honestly, if that Sonic Boom had a little more, like, drawbacks to just throwing it out randomly.
Yeah, it literally, like, Vanessa's 4-6A either needs to be way worse on block, or it needs to have, like, almost no pushback so that more characters can actually punish it.
Right.
That's it. Because I think, again, there's, like 7 characters in the game who can actually just punish it.
Would it be... Because obviously if she hits you with the Sonic Boom, she gets free juggles all the way through, right?
Mid-screen, she only gets, like, a 1 EX and then, like, jump CD.
Yeah, but it's still, like, corner carry for free, and that's
a pretty good corner carry. Right? Sometimes she gets a real ass mix,
If it crumpled, it would be even stronger, basically. But my thought was, like, if it hit you out of the air, it doesn't put you in that juggle. It would just, like, floor you. But that would ruin a lot of her corner combos, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity that goes with that.
Yeah, never mind.
I kind of wish they'd give Vanessa back some of her wall splat stuff that she had in 14, but how do you do that without making her super dumb or without making it jank?
Right, exactly. Even if you had to spend an EX to punish Vanessa, just at least make her think about it. It would still make her an amazing point character.
I mean, that's kind of the thing, is that the characters who can punish it, I think all of them, or almost all of them, have to use meter.
Yeah.
Dinosaur's EX command grab can usually punish it.
Yeah, Kyo's EX DP can punish it, but it's all EX.
Yeah. And then Gato Super.
Yeah.
Just palm it works.
Yeah.
Andy
can climax it, right?
Fucking 3-frame super. It's literally the fastest thing in the game that isn't a throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is, though, is that it's actually... Vanessa's light dash punch is actually a little stubbier than you think it is. Like, it doesn't travel very far. So it's actually pretty easy to space her out and make her feel dumb.
Yeah, Vanessa definitely needs some nerf to the 2B, to the Sonic Boom. Those are probably the main things. And maybe lower her damage just a little bit. Because she gets too much reward for too little meter, which makes her such a potent point character. She's too good as a point character because she doesn't need to spend meter to get a ton of damage and then as the point you can't damage her a lot.
Yeah.
So
now with that being said, I'd also like to see them buff her meter usage on things like EX Sway. Make it fully invul for a little bit. I don't fucking care. Make it kind of dumb because she has almost no reason to use it.
Right.
I mean, I've been trying to play her more experimental lately and use the Sway to actually low-profile jump-ins and then get throw punishes.
Jesus.
It's tricky, but it works.
Right. Actually, I mean, to be fair, like, what if they just made it so that, her Sonic Boom, you have to use the meter to have it be safe and start the party like she does right now? Or is that nerf her too much, probably?
I mean...
If you just make the regular Sonic Booms, like, much more punishable.
No, I want them to be more punishable, so she has to confirm into them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But also I do kind of think they need to re-examine command throws with guard point.
Right,
Because why are they throw immune?
I mean, if they weren't throw immune, they might be useless.
No, then you fucking space yourself. It's not a big deal.
Right, okay.
Instead of just like, I'm standing over you, you have to react to the startup of my grab with up or backdash, mostly up, and then hope you land on me to punish me. Right. Otherwise, I beat everything you do.
Right.
And by the way, one that really hurt my feelings, so... Dinosaur. Corey's playing Dinosaur. I've got Mary. He comes up to me, and I see him move, so I do Wake Up EXDP. He guard points all of it, and the hit stop just go doop-de-doop, and then he turns around and punished me on landing.
He recovered first?
Way first. So, yeah, I think the guard point grabs are a little too good.
Yeah.
Because also, like, if you do, like, jump in and then standing button, and he just tanks all of it and then throws you.
I mean, maybe just only give him one armor point on.
No, not one hit, but I'd say narrow the window so that it maybe, like, runs out before it becomes active or something. Because, like, why is it so much better than Shatter Strike in a lot of situations?
Right, yeah.
And then you give it to, like, Clark, who has now an invul throw as well.
Yeah.
You know, or then you have Dinosaur, who has anti-air armored command normals and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Clark definitely gets that privilege. Shermie's the only one who doesn't, because she doesn't have armored throws. She has physical immune throws versus grounded.
Dude, that thing is crazy, dude. But that's not even a throw, that's a hit. Yeah,
that one's the capture, yeah. Right. But then she has the one-frame command grabs.
Right, but then the capture also leads into the super cancel for way better damage than Clark gets from his.
And then she has multiple anti-air throws.
Right.
Plus the 2B into EX Hurricane Kick, which is really good.
Because it's enjoy-filled, the game balance.
Oh, no, the overall game balance is actually really quick.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
I mean, the game is basically 4 tiers, and they're not even that wide apart, which is like basically top tier, high tier, everyone else, and dog shit. And dog shit's like 4 characters top.
Oh, he's saying that Dino can absorb and recover and punish, but Clark cannot. That might be true, actually, because Clark's whiff throw is pretty long, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe like throwing in different timings or something, I don't know. That's really interesting.
Test it out.
Yeah.
Test it out. But
anyway.
I probably should go ahead
we should wrap it.
Because I need to go and help out Florida Man.
So let's figure out the song to close it out on.
Oh, yeah. What do we want to do?
You know what? I just feel like saying hi to Gennets, so do Trash Head.
Trash Head. KOF.
Let's see, what version do we want? Let's do the O2 one. That's fine.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably gonna play. Oh God, that was loud. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. I thought I was gonna play an ad first, because like it normally does. So, but okay. Outside of that, thanks guys for watching. Play some KOF, and like I said, keep an eye out on my Twitter. I'll try to do some lobbies for KOF at some point in time.
Yeah. And keep an eye on the Synchronized Twitter so we can remind you as some of the statues come out and the book pre-orders go up.
Yes, that book, yes, absolutely. So
yeah.
But other than that, thanks guys for watching. Take care and stay safe. Please continue to vaccinate and social distance and all that stuff. We will see you guys next time. Take care. And where is Q? All right. Peace out, guys. I'm petting the cat. I promise.